was very, just like when Vivekananda first came to the US and he was asked to speak on the big international religious conference in Chicago. And he was shaking inside. That was his real story. He was shaking. And even though he went to college, he did a very good. He was one of the best student of the time in his college. And he finished the exam in a very short time, in 45 minutes, the exam for his master. And the examiner who was watching all the students, and he was surprised. He says, what happened? Everything okay? He said, yes, everything is fine. I just finished it. He said, how in the world could you do that in 45 minutes? He says, you can check it out, check it, and see if I done it right. And they checked. Every single answer he did it correctly. So he was a genius student, of his time, very genius. And so he was shaking and he felt like, oh God, I'm speaking in front of the hundreds and thousands of people. I don't know how many people there were, but very crowded. And so he prayed to his guru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa, and all of a sudden he started speaking, and the first word he said, dear brothers and sisters of America. That was the one word everybody got up and, clapped big time, and that just enhances. First he thought, well, I don't know if they didn't like me or what, why everybody getting up. But later on he found that it was one of the best talk or lecture he has given. And right from there, everywhere he went and everywhere, he was honored and received. All the newspaper and everything was filled with that, his talk. So you see how the grace of the Guru works. Isn't that make sense? Mm-hmm. Even though he was highly intelligent, well qualified for a speaker, but even the first time he had like I did the same thing. When I had to speak in the Peace Festival, where it was like 40,000 people came from all over the world. And the Astrodome was completely packed, in the Houston Astrodome, completely packed. And I came for like a couple of months and end up staying here. And I keep traveling. Every third day I would be in a plane and going places. And very soon, very quick, so many ashrams open up all over the country, So you can see that is called the blessing, that is called the grace. And I felt the same way speaking. I spoke in 100, 200 people, in India, but never in 40,000 people, understanding, So, but that was also a blessing. They really appreciated my talk, even though it was broken English, But it was. So, this is why the Guru's grace, you see that in all over the world, people almost, how many percent you think they are religious people? All over the world, any guess? Hmm?
Well, there's a lot. Probably more than half of the world has a religion that they adhere to or call themselves that religion. If that's what you mean by religious.
Yeah, religious.
I'd say 70% of the world adheres to that religion.
But I won't even guess, Alex, can you guess? Or do you know?
Sorry, what was the question?
How many percentage of people are religious in the world? They follow certain religion, doesn't matter.
I don't really know off the top of my head.
Okay. Maybe we can Google sometimes, they will tell us. Okay, so anyway, okay. You see, all over the world there are people religious, right? They believe in certain religions, whether they are Confucius or, Hindu. In even Hindu religion, there are so many, like a Buddhist, like a, what is called Jain religion. You have heard, Jain Mahavir and Rama. Some people believe in Rama, some people believe in Krishna, some people believe in Shiva, some people believe in Durga, or like a Ramakrishna Paramahansa used to believe in Kali, So everybody, or even somebody Islam, Islams are very, what you call it, very strong believers. Very, they call it radical Islamic. Is that correct word, Alex?
Yes.
Yeah. They are very, very strong. And they are the number one people who are very committed to their faith. Whether it's the wrong way or right way, whether they realize or not, that there is an easier way to connect. And regardless of whom we are trying to believe, like you can call it Allah or God or, Jesus Christ or Buddha or Krishna or any or Hindu God or Buddhist God, all those gods. But in reality, there is only one God. Isn't that true? Only one God. And so, most people are, almost those people are believer of God, and their belief, you can call it, they are very faithful of their belief. They love their belief, and some of them, they go to church or temple or, mosque or, all those places they go very regularly, some of them, for whatever purpose. Some people have a purpose that they wanted to get better in their life, so they need the blessing of God, or if they are sick, they want to pray to God for their healing, some people looking for job for 6 months and they don't have luck. They go pray to God, please God help me to find a job. Or some ladies wanted a husband or boyfriend, they pray. So whatever reason could be, most people are believing in God. Most people are believing in God for whatever reason, either it's comforts, securities, or getting their wish fulfilled. Do you think there is a good reason to believe in God?
Not particularly, no.
Huh?
No.
Why? Could you tell us why?
Well, because I don't think that it's comes from a pure place, so I don't think that you would find much comfort and wisdom if you're following a God out of a habit or a tradition or because you don't know what else to do. You wouldn't really have the experience that's transformative and would make you a light for others. Your light will still stay dull and unable to inspire others and inspire yourself if you just have a very childish approach to God or immature, impure reason to believe in God.
Well, this is what we think, We think we take it like that, but they don't think that way. They think they are doing the right things, And compared to the many people, they don't go, they don't celebrate those festivities, and they consider themselves very good, and so.
Well, that's what makes them dangerous. I'm sorry.
Hey. But reality is, you have to be mature. Mature means when you come to the maturity, you find that regardless of whether you do or not, God is still doing it, taking care of you, right? He gave you a birth, so He feels responsible to take care of you. And that is His nature, Just like parents. Parents may think that they have brought the child into the world, but the reality is different. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because, a mother or father did not make the baby, their eyes to be blue or their nose to be this way or that way. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did their part. Definitely they get a credit for that, what the part they have done. But the other part, that is the soul. The soul came into this particular body, and then the body started to form, and that happened, and it was the God. God did that. God made that happen, It send that energy, send that whatever it takes, So, whether you do it with wishes means you are bargaining with God. You know what I mean? God, which is naturally, even though sometimes you yell to God, sometimes you don't like, and your wish not fulfilling, has been going to the temple for 1 year, and still your wish has not come, then you get sometime upset. That making sense? Even a meditator, sometimes they've been meditating for 30 years, 25 years, and they have not received what they wanted to receive from the meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they will be disappointed?
Yeah.
And this is also reason that many people, even at the time of Syrians or Swami Swarupananji Maharaj, the grand gurus, even their time, not everybody came and they were received knowledge. And those time it was tough to receive knowledge. Even at the time of Yogananda, used to take 1 year waiting, and you have to study all the lessons that they give you, whole year. And then you have to pass the exam, not just lessons, but you have to practice what the lesson has been taught. And if the teacher or the Yogananda's monks, they felt that you have improved quite a bit, and they succeeded in that process, then they will initiate you. Then they will teach you Kriya Yoga. So 1 year, in the time of Srihans did not do that. Swami Sarupanand, they took the test of Srihans. Do you know what Swami Sarupanand did? Alex, do you know? Did I ever tell you?
Which part about Swami Swarupananda?
Tested the Srihans if he was truly ready.
I probably read this at some point, but let me think. I know he had to come and cross the river. That was like one story. But I don't
remember.
I don't remember.
Okay, so he had to do a very, very hard lesson that he has to succeed, and for quite a bit times. One time he came and he was Swami Sarupanand was way up on the mountain, way up in the cave, and he was meditating. And he came and he climbed. It took him so many days, maybe months, to climb up there when he came. And he gave him some satsang, and then he says, go back. He said, Master, but I came to receive knowledge. You told me you will give me the knowledge. He said, no, go back and try for a whole month, practice, and then come back. Another time that he did, he was like he said, you have to walk through this river, and the river was so much flooded, and he's going inside the water, and he was almost about to drown, He walked in, he was the order of the Guru, as he walked in and he was about to drown, and then, the Guru has come and put his hand out and take him out. So many exam, test, that he was really serious. He was really committed. He was going to make the one of the best disciple, And then he was imparted the knowledge. You think how many people will survive that kind of test? Mm-hmm. So, one of the important thing, in the knowledge is that you have to have. This is what Krishna talk about, the Sardhavan Lapte Jnanam. Those people who have really immense love, immense devotion, immense sadha. Just like say you are looking for a job and you've done for a whole year looking. You have so many, what you call it? Application, and so many times they call you but you didn't get a job, Are you going to give up? Nobody give up. Keep going, keep trying, Keep working. Some people, they give so many applications, so many interviews, and then finally my son-in-law was without job for 6 months. He was laid off, And I was talking about Dipu's husband, laid off for 6 months. And so finally, after so many applications, he keep applying and interviewing, and finally he got the job. So you see, even just to get a job, you have to make such an effort, such a commitment, such a dedication to get the job. Why one thinks that receiving God experiencing God, knowing God, and it will be easy task, But matter of fact, no, it is truly is the easiest thing that I have found, and I have also read about. But you have to have a very commitment. You have to do it regularly every day. And truly, even though after receiving knowledge you think, now it's all up to me and I can handle it. Whenever you fit, you do it, and whenever you don't feel like, you don't do it. And what does that mean? What did that tells you?
Not dedicated.
Dedication is not there. Commitment is not there. So, with this kind of commitment or dedication, it may take for years and years and years, Even many different lifetimes you have to come. But one thing I have realized, this is me, I have realized that whether you do it in this life or you do in many other lives, 1,000 other life you take it, and you go through the same old process that we are doing. You see, so many incarnations, so many times you come into this world, and you do almost the same thing. Isn't it right? Can you imagine those people?
Mm-hmm.
But why they keep coming? Have you ever thought or wonder? Why human beings keep coming and they're making the same old mistake and same thing? And they go through the same misery, same sorrow, same grief, same old age, same sickness, same disease, And their teeth is gone, their sight is gone, their hearing is gone, and they become like a lost. The lost, what I call it? Lost means the dead body. Their body is there, but it's not useful in any way. And they go through. I have seen so many people like that. They be what they call mashed potato. Isn't they called?
Vegetable.
Vegetable. They become a vegetables, And they go on,
There's a couch potato.
Couch potato,
There you
yeah.
go.
I think the couch potato is different.
Right. Couch potato, you don't get off your couch.
Yes, you
Vegetable is you can't function anymore.
Yeah. And this is what I laugh about, So you have a chance. Just think about the knowledge, how easy it could be. Can you find anything easier than this? Even you go to the temple or church and you spend how many hours you spend in the church? You guys have gone to the church.
Yeah, a lot.
Huh?
A lot.
A lot, right? And you go for every weekend, and some people go regularly, right? And you did. And you come back 2 hours later, how do you feel? You have been there, you have done it.
Right.
I'm sure Alex has done it too. How you feel when you come back 2 hours later?
Just back to your worldly self.
Well, back to the same old self, right?
It's been different at different times.
Okay, how you feel? How you think of that?
Well, when I had just sort of gone through an experience of being very opened, then it was an experience where I could walk in there and experience the truth of it, and it was very positive. It was very. I knew that I was in a holy place. I could feel everything there, and I knew that the priest was speaking the truth, like in his homily, and whenever when I was reading the scriptures, whatever, it was all very there. It was very present in that aspect.
Okay.
And now in time, some of that has faded away, and now it's become more routine.
Okay.
And
So
so I can
that's
see how it differs depending on where you are.
that's correct. You made it point, And most people go through that, But the point is that you go through like that your entire life,
Right.
right? But the question is, what did you accomplish? What is the end result of all the effort that you made? And where are you free? Are you attain the freedom in nirvana? Or you feel totally connected with God? While you are performing all other duties, there is no scriptures in the world tells you that you should give up your family life or give up this or give up that, and then only you will succeed. Do you understand that?
Yeah. But I think, honestly, that there are people who, even in that situation in the church, who receive that grace and who will have that.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on where they are and how God reaches out to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure that it has specifically to do with which path they're on, but where they are with relation to God on their spiritual path.
Okay. I think that happens to the many people, and this is the reason. It's just like the what you call it. What was that? Oppenheimer. He's the one said that religion is a what you call Hafim, and that.
The opium of the people?
Yes.
That was Marx.
That was Karl Marx.
Karl Marx, yes. And what do you think about that?
I think he was looking through a very specific lens, through a very...
Yes. I think I more agree with him that no matter what type of belief is that, but you will come back again and again in your many different births, and you will keep doing the same thing unless one day you realize that, hey, and you will become aware that you have done this many different lifetimes and you have not gone anywhere. Yes, you feel more religious, more what you call, more happier sometimes, more purer sometimes. You feel like you are connecting with God through your beliefs, But there is a difference connecting with a God through your belief or through just like a people when they get drunk. Have you noticed that? How they talk? Most of the people who get drunk, they really speak a lot of real things.
Sure.
Yeah, a lot of real things. They are very honest. They are very.
I love you, man.
It depends on their mood. If they are different mood person, then they will talk more about that. Whatever. But you have to find the real. You remember what Jesus talked about, what Krishna talked about, what Kabir or Nanak or even Buddha. Most of the real, seers, and they attain that enlightenment, they attain that awakening. When they become truly awake, they are not caught up in the lust or greed or ego or attachment or, find a successful life, things like that. When they become like a very, very free from all that. Cleaned out all the mess inside, As long as you have a mess inside you, the work need to be done. You know what I mean? When you're meditating, when you are connecting with the God, and somehow you keep doing it, keep trying it, and you are not succeeding it, that means there is something, And once you start connecting, and you feel more calm, more peaceful, more joyous, what is the real mission of what we really want? Do you see my point? Huh? All the other things we do, working, making money, fulfilling our worldly needs, it's okay. It's nothing wrong. And as long as you are doing it with honest means, you understand? Mm-hmm. You are not ripping somebody out, or you are not cheating, When your employer paying you 100%, of your salary, and you are working only 2 hours, that's a cheating, isn't it? Mm-hmm. That making sense? Mm-hmm. That's a cheating, And so there are so many things that you have to what. But once your mind is purified, you won't do such a things. You will not lie anybody. You won't cheat anybody. You won't be hypocrite. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. You won't take advantage of the people. That making sense? So what is that? That is called purifications. So then your soul is started to manifest. Your spiritual beings becoming in control instead of your mind or your emotion. Do you see the difference? They making any difference or no? Mm-hmm. Yes?
Yes.
So you are not empowered by the mind. You are not empowered by your senses. You are not empowered by your ego and emotions. You are above all that. You are your pure nature manifesting through you. The God-loving natures, The real love manifests towards all mankind. Even somebody yells, somebody misbehaves with you, and yet you think, well, this person must be in a bad shape, and he is having a bad life, Somebody have done wrong to him. So this is why this type of nature shows up. Is that making sense? So instead of reacting to him, you are acting. You are being more compassionate, more caring, more giving, more sharing. That makes sense? So this kind of improvements automatically, naturally happens in you. So you become more calm, more peaceful, more serene, and you are not after anything. Is that making sense? Mm-hmm. You're not after anything. We are truly satisfied, truly content, truly happy, truly peaceful. So once that light start manifesting when you are sitting in meditation and enjoy the vision of the light, and you see immense light, and that light, that shower, that energy of God, on you, then what happens? You are hearing the beautiful music, music that goes on inside. Now making sense? You are hearing the music. The nectar fall into your throat, and you are experiencing the taste. That is called experience, Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's one right there,
Oh.
right behind on the shelf there. On the
Here?
shelf. No, right
Go
past
to
that. Yeah, right by your hand. No, before.
Before?
Yeah. Right there, right behind the corner.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex.
Oh.
Good.
You okay?
Oh, pant got torn off. Got disturbed. So, throat gets dry. Let's sing another song. So give a little rest to the throat. Do you remember the song 27?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't.
Alex knows. Vicky doesn't know?
Let's go and I'll see if I pick it up.
मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता
सच्चा सुख केवल
भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में यह विनती है पल पल छिन छिन रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है सच्चा सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में. The meaning of the song, this, so you will know the meaning. Meaning is, oh Lord, I found the true happiness in your lotus feet. You know? I pray, this is my prayer to you again and again, and every moment of my life, that I always be connected with you, be in your communion. Okay? चाहे बहरी सब संसार बने, चाहे जीवन मुझको भार बने, चाहे मौत गले का हार बने, रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में मिलता है क्या सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में. चाहे whole world, even if the whole world goes against me. You remember who was that? St. Francis of Assisi has to go through that. Right? Do you remember, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when even it comes to the time that my life becomes a burden to me, and even at the point that somebody wants to kill me, I am completely at the end of my life. But this is my prayer. This is my prayer, Lord. My concentration, my meditation should be always on you. My all attention on you. The nature happens in a lot of people. They go through a lot of sufferings, a lot of chaos. I had my Sunita, my daughter, her father-in-law, he's retired, he was a CPA, and his wife Jane. So his name is Tom, and he says, how did you come to the America? So I told him the stories, and we got into the, so he keep asking this question, that question. Finally, what was my life in the childhood and all that, and things, why I became a monk. Yeah. What was the reason? So I explained all the reason. He said, my God, it is a greatest story. You should write a biography, you know. You should write a biography. And I said, I have not thought about that. But even my sons and daughter, they want me to know about my life. So maybe I will do that. They gave me last time on my birthday gift, they give me that big Anita too, you know, the big notebook, the biography to write. Because Sunita's daughter and sons, they want to know about grandparents. So, but he said, your life has been such, you know, it will be inspiration to a lot of people, you know, and you should write it. So, regardless of what happened, even in my life, but there was a one thing very consistent. Do you know what that is? All throughout, from the childhood to the all the way, even if before I had a knowledge, I used to go to the Lord Shiva temple every single day as a young person. And I used to sweep the whole temple, you know, in the young days. And bring the flowers, go pick the flowers and bring the flowers to offer to the God. Because, you know, you are a student, you don't have much money. So your flowers, you can grow in your garden, so you can offer. I used to do that every single day. After that, I took care of my mother because she was always working. So somebody has to take care of cooking. Somebody has to take care of her clothes and wash her clothes and all that. So let me tell you something. This is my activity, my sincere effort, sincere commitment, what made me where I am today. Is that making sense? Because I continue to do that even when I was a young. A lot of young people get carried away here and there, spend too much time with the friendship and all that. Not me. From the very childhood, I didn't have a choice. You see my point? You know, if I had a choice, I could have done that too, you know. But no, plus I was the oldest child, so all become more responsible, you know. So, and meditation, that God has been a supreme focus in my life from the very childhood and all the way to this point. How is that? So चाहे कष्टों में मुझे घेरा हो, चाहे चारों ओर अंधेरा हो, पर मन नदमन मेरा हो, रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में. Even though all the sufferings, all the tortures, all the troubles comes in my life in 100 folds. Even though there is a darkness all around me, all the sufferings, pain, miseries, but Lord, please make my mind to be focused, to be steady, you know, and my dhyan means meditation. My meditation is never disturbed by all this outside impact. चाहे अग्नि में मुझे जलना हो, चाहे कांटों पर मुझे चलना हो, चाहे छोड़ के देश निकलना हो, रहे ध्यान तुम्हारे चरणों में, सुख केवल भगवान तुम्हारे चरणों में. चाहे अग्नि में मुझे जलना हो, even if I have to burn in the fire. You remember the Prahalad?
Yeah.
Was put in the fire. And the young man, he has such an immense faith and the love for God. And what happened? The Holika, she was the master of the fire, through the Tantra Yoga. She mastered the fire. She could sit in the fire and fire won't burn her. And that Holika was burnt. And Prahlad was on the lap of Holika. She wanted to prove that, help her brother, the father of Prahlad, who wanted to kill him. And he tried every way. Send a snake to kill him, send the elephant with his foot to completely crack his bone, and all the things, and then put in the fire by his own father. But the fire did not touch Prahlad. So this same way, that no matter what test comes in my life, how horrible it becomes, but I will not give up God. I will not give up my meditation. My life is truly 100% surrender to God. I belong. When you wake up in the morning and you say, God, I am yours and you are mine, and nobody can separate us. Nobody can take it away from me. No, take away me from you. I am 100% yours. That is called devotion. That is called oneness. That is called love. And that love alone transforms our life. So we can learn from the Mirabai, learn from the Prahlad, Same, the 9-year-old Dhruva has the same thing to go through. And even though young kids had succeeded because they have immense devotion, immense trust. So it is very important to have such trust in our lives, so we can. And just trust alone is not going to give us all the blessing we need. Is that our commitment to do meditation very sincerely and regularly. Just like you don't give up your sleep, you don't give up your food, don't give up your house, don't give up your families. Why you give up the most important thing of your life, and that is your meditation. Thank you very much. Let's have a prayer. Jai Gurudev Maharaj,
your glory fills the world, protector of the weary and the weak. You bring the death of attachment, you bring the mind to detachment, save us from the ocean deep.